we've got some insight on the future development of Helldivers 2. Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So what we're going to cover in this video is a very small patch update, but it contains a pretty good fix to the spear, basically makes it usable again. But then we've got this thing, which is a brand new thing that Helldivers are doing. It's called the community update, and this one is for June 2024, and it's like this arrowhead insider thing, or at least that's how they package it. But basically it contains information on what's been going on in the game, Galactic War updates, game updates, and some future development plans they've got. So really good stuff. All right, let's get stuck into this. So to begin with, let's take a look at patch 01.000.403 or 403. I do enjoy reading off massively long patch note numbers. Anyway, this is a very small patch. It's kind of like a hotfix. But what this does is it fixes the crash related to the spear. So the spear is now once again usable, because this was actually crashing the game, which is kind of sad, because they fixed the spear, then it got broke, then they fixed the lock on again, so then now it can target everything it should be able to target, but then it also crashed the game. So now they've fixed that. This is all good news. There's also some other changes as well. There's the Japanese language voiceovers now available globally on PS5. They've also fixed crashes happening when players with a unique Hellpod pattern leave during Hellpod launch cutscenes, and obviously fixed the crash with the spear. There are some miscellaneous fixes as well, and these are fixed corrupted text showing a question mark for some characters when having traditional Chinese language selected, fix for the Plasma Punisher being unable to shoot out of the SH-32 shield generator pack because it kind of exploded in it, and the FX-12 shield generator, fixed so the Quasar cannon has the correct change to its heat when on hot and cold planets. Oh, okay, so yeah, the hot and cold, it affects it, doesn't it? Because it's an energy-based weapon, so if it's cold, you can fire it more before it overheats, basically. And vice versa if it's a hot planet. Fix some cases where pink question marks would appear in missions on various planets. They're always kind of funny, and I'm sure they'll keep appearing. Fixed peak physique armor passive not properly affecting weapon ergonomics. Now, this is the new armor from the Viper Warbond, and now it works, because it hasn't actually worked properly since it's been launched, which is kind of funny, but now it does work. And fixed an issue where available operations were reset after a player reconnected from getting kicked due to inactivity. So that's the patch. Not a massive patch, but more of a sort of housekeeping, quality of life patch. And obviously they fixed the spear, which is good. So let's take a look at this big community update, and this is what they say. Liberty's greetings, Helldivers. Welcome to a new series of community-focused updates on Helldivers 2. Our hope is that we can use these to tell you about the Galactic War happenings, our favourite moments and events, and some of the development plans we have for the game. The War Report. Let's recap the last couple of months on the war front. May marked the moment that Helldivers met the Terminid super colony on Meridia. The first major order involving the spore outbreak was a hard lesson learned for us all, and we saw the Terminid infestation spread to more planets, interfering in the lives of good-hearted super-Earth citizens. The Helldivers briefly turned their attention to the automaton front in an attempt to secure resources and decommission a whopping 2 billion bots. This operation did not succeed, and Helldivers were once again denied access to the MD-17 anti-tank mines, making the ensuing conflict an even bigger challenge. Taking advantage of our weakened condition, the automatons stepped up their invasion, and the Meridian super colony kicked into high gear, spreading Terminids in greater and greater numbers. This has been called the Second Galactic War. The Helldivers now had to protect our new recruit training facilities to help us get emanuff boots on the ground to secure our enduring liberty on both fronts. In addition to new recruits, we also liberated a new exosuit, the Exo-49 Emancipator. A Helldiver is nothing without good tools of destruction. Armed to the teeth and with fresh meat in our ranks, the Helldivers were finally ready to take on the super colony with Operation Enduring Peace, a two-phase order in which our heroes deployed a new experimental substance called Dark Fluid, a permanent solution for the Terminid super colony on Meridia. The Helldivers secured enough dark fluid to stop the spread of the Terminids, but this meant also destroying the planet in the process, with the dark fluid triggering planetary implosion and creating a black hole. Now, the ominous reminder sits in Meridia's place. What does the future hold for the Helldivers for Super Earth? For the time being, Helldivers should continue to refocus their efforts on the automatons. Super Earth Armed Forces cyber warfare specialists have discovered that the automatons are planning a massive terraforming project on Cyberstan. Obviously, we cannot allow them to continue with this plan. Now, with the Terminid super colony destroyed, it's finally time to launch a counter-offensive against them to dismantle their unjust and illegal occupation. So that's really cool, right? That's the official write-up of what's happened in the Galactic War over the month. And I really like this. This is going to be especially good going forward if players are dipping in and out of the game, because you'll miss things, right? You maybe miss like some sort of operation, you miss a major order, you know, you miss a story beat effectively. This is a great way of actually getting you back up to speed. So I think this is great that Arrowhead are doing this. Of course, there's loads of really good content creators out there that do this anyway, and they've got like full breakdowns, do these like fake news reports. It's so cool. But this, I actually quite like this because it's just put it all together, so we are up to speed again. But there's actually something really interesting there, isn't there, in the final paragraph? They talk about the bots actually terraforming Cyberstan. That could be the first sort of acknowledgement that Cyberstan is turning into a different biome, and potentially we get to fight on a massive sort of, I guess, like urban warfare bot style world, and that would be actually incredible. The War Table. Next up, let's talk about our favourite moments from the Galactic War. We chatted with Game Master Joel about some of the amazing feats of strength and determination from our players, and while it's hard to narrow it down to just a few highlights, we definitely have some standouts. Here are a few of our favourite moments from Helldivers 2 in the last month. 2 billion bots. Helldivers were tasked with killing 2 billion bots, and they made it to 78% of that goal. You might wonder why we'd include failure as a highlight, but it's important to remember that our failure lights the fires that forge our victories. Besides, it was still an impressive display and gave us valuable data on how our Helldivers accomplished goals together. This also marked the official start of the Second Galactic War, setting the stage for the events that followed. Verilia 5 and Angel's Venture. The Helldivers liberated Verilia 5 in order to secure the new Exo-49 Emancipator exosuit. But the seriously impressive part of that display was that our players managed to hold their ground on Verilia 5 and Angel's Venture at the same time, splitting their efforts nearly in half between the two, pushing just a little harder on Verilia 5. Incredible coordination across the player community. Meridia Super Colony event. Operation Enduring Peace drew to a close in spectacular fashion. The Helldivers destroyed an entire planet. As Meridia imploded and the black hole emerged, the entire community looked on in awe, terror, shock. This permanent change to the galactic war map has the community buzzing about what comes next. But now, the eerie black hole serves as a reminder of all of the hard-won battles that brought us here. We're loving all of the speculation the black hole has caused to keep it coming. And of course, the black hole. We know what's going on with the black hole. This is where the Illuminate are going to come from, or it's going to have some sort of an impact which causes the Illuminate to maybe enter possibly to the north of the galactic map. Possibly. We'll have to wait and see. I do believe, though, I never played Helldivers 1, but I've been reading online that apparently in Helldivers 1, the Illuminate and the Terminids were allies. So maybe they'll be allies again in this. That'd be really funky if that happens. But yeah, awesome stuff. Research and development. Our last major update included some exciting additions to the game, including some very big wishlist items for the community. However, this patch was a significant change of pace for us. Previously, we released patches and hotfixes, and in May, we abruptly slowed down. We issued a brief statement about why we slowed down, but for a little more context, we spoke with our production director, Alex Bolly, apologies for getting the name wrong, about the details. We see our relationship with players like being a showman, and we want to delight them with regular updates. With Helldivers 2, we have regular content updates with large-scale improvements and additions, and in between, we typically issue hotfixes, which are more of an emergency solution when new issues arise that we couldn't predict during our internal bug hunting. But we noticed that these hotfixes became too usual for us to focus on bigger content. Rethinking our cadence helps us reach the quality expected and incorporate more through bug fixes. Alex also mentioned that with the push for higher quality updates, we will be able to use this additional time to test content more thoroughly. We want to extend our bug fixing period so that we pick up the biggest flaws earlier. I don't think anyone will disagree with that. That's good news. Anyway, they go on to say, the change is already making a difference for the team. While it will take time to see the large-scale impact, Alex says we can already see clearer in how we design, catching our breath and thinking about the design impact of our new content. One thing I personally love is that the teams are even more detail orientated than before. Finally, I asked Alex what he's most excited about for the near future of Helldivers 2. I can't tell you much, otherwise Joel would hunt me down, but I'm very excited to see the future improvements we want to make to the Galactic War and all the tools we have planned for the Game Master. One of our pillars for the future is to focus on playing with or against the community, and what I see so far tells me that we will have a lot of fun. You can already see those Galactic War improvements starting to take shape, because in our last update we introduced something the community has been pining for: visible warp links and attack origins. Our primary concern with the Galactic War map at launch was to keep the design elegant and readable, so we eliminated information that we thought players wouldn't want to see. Our bad. It turns out you really want to see all that information. It took some careful planning and designing, but we're proud to be able to give players more map data so they can coordinate on which planets to liberate and where to coordinate their efforts. Let us know how this is changing gameplay for you. The other exciting change we wanted to highlight that we brought to Helldivers 2 this month is another item high on the community's wish list: invite-only lobbies. This is what we call a change in progress. As of right now, the invite-only lobbies are only localized in English, but we'll be working on adding more languages. We will update you as soon as we know when more will be added. We want to give our Helldivers the ability to control how they dive and who they dive with. We'll be back next month with another community update. Until then, keep spreading managed democracy. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I think what this is the beginning of them doing more, I guess, formulaic outreach to the community instead of just random posts on Discord, which I'll be honest, yeah, it's good. I do see the positive impact of that, because you get to see I guess the developers in a more natural environment. The problem is a lot of things can get lost in translation there, whereas if they do these kind of blog updates and they are committing to doing this every month, you are going to have like a breakdown of everything that's going on, and you get some behind the scenes information, which I think this actually was filled with quite a lot of that. So this is a really, really cool and a really good update, and I think this is definitely the way they should be basically officially communicating with us in future, because there's a lot of content there, there's a lot of information. It isn't just like a throwaway blog. There is stuff there, and it's really cool to see. So I think this is actually a really good move for Helldivers, and we'll probably see maybe more stuff like this in the future. I mean, they already do sort of explain what goes on with patch changes and patch notes within the patch notes themselves, but I do like this kind of addition of adding more flavor and more detail as well. I think it's really, really cool. I do kind of remember back to when they did the initial balance pass, which kind of like ruined a lot of the weapons in the game. They did drop a blog on their actual website and did speak about why they were doing things and why they were making changes. So it is kind of good to see that they're carrying on with that, but I guess in like a much better format. And also, like I said, I don't think like using Discord as the main place for, you know, where announcements is going out is particularly the best thing. I think the Steam news page is much better. This is also on the PlayStation blog, and it would be nice if it was actually on the Helldivers website as well. But I guess in a lot of ways the PlayStation blog might be considered the Helldivers website, but I think it's just more official communication. I think that's a good thing. Alright guys, thank you for watching the video. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Let me know what you think about Helldivers in its current state. Are you enjoying the game? Do you think they're sort of going in the right direction here? And when do you think the Illuminate is going to turn up? Alright guys, thanks for watching the video, and I'll catch you lovely lot on the next one. See you soon.